There's a lot of negativity in the LEGO Star Wars space, and it's up for debate if that's a good or bad thing. Some think it's good to call out LEGO for their mistakes, and others are just happy LEGO Star Wars is still a thing. I've seen this negativity travel firsthand, from LEGO Star Wars sets and minifigures in general, to places that sell it like Bricks and Minifigs, and programs that support it like the LEGO Ambassador Network. Let's take a closer look at those three things and see where all this negativity is really coming from. Probably the most blatant example of negativity in the LEGO Star Wars space comes from the judgment of new LEGO Star Wars sets and the figures that come in them. We see it all the time on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok in some instances. Nowadays, there are so many different people trying to make content about the theme on social media, and because of that, we hear a lot of different and biased opinions. To show you what I mean, take for example the 501st Clone Battle Pack we got at the beginning of 2023. This set was the second one to come with helmet holes for clones. Many fans were hoping for an updated helmet design after disliking the clones in the 2022 ATTE, but LEGO didn't make any update. Instead, they kept the helmet holes where they were and gave all the clones a pair of them. This frustrated so many different content creators at the time, including their devoted fan bases, because the clones simply looked bad to them and they only wanted holes on the clones that needed them, like commanders. This began a giant push by fans for LEGO to change something that they had already come out and said they would be keeping. Shortly after this battle pack came out, the Star Wars team in Denmark was interviewed and asked why the holes were placed where they were. They assured the fan base that there was a good reason for it and actually went into detail about their reasoning. Personally, I don't even think they had to go as deep as they did for the explanation, because at the end of the day, I believe they tried to make a clone as accurate looking as possible, but they had to go what was best for them. It's hard for me to imagine the design team drilling some holes into the helmet first try and saying to themselves, it's good enough, and hoping their fans would like them. That would be bad for business and their sales. I've seen a lot of comments on my videos and a ton of others saying that this is what happened and the team is just being lazy. Listen, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but don't come attacking mine just because it differs from yours. That's where things really get negative in the community. I've also seen firsthand examples of this in my comment sections when I talk about cloth versus printed waist capes. People calling me a LEGO shill or saying that my opinion doesn't matter just because I disagree with the more popular one. If you don't know, LEGO used to use cloth waist capes on clones, but now they print them on clone figures' legs. I don't think this is a perfect method, as the print could be way better and at least 360 degrees around, but I understand LEGO's reasoning for doing it. According to them, cloth waist capes fray over time with play and printed ones don't. For a company that's trying to be the premium in the space that they're in, of course they would want their minifigures to hold up good over time. But that's my opinion, and I hope that you would have one that you're passionate about too. I think we as a community need to be better about not blindly accepting someone else's thinking on the internet and then going after those who don't do that same thing or share the same opinion. Also, voting with your wallet is always the best way to be heard, so the next time you don't like something, practice not buying it and having your voice really heard. Before moving on to my thoughts about Bricks and Minifigs and the LEGO Ambassador Network, I want to take a moment to highlight a product that you should practice buying because they're the sponsor of today's video. Light My Bricks is my go-to option for finding premium lighting kits for my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets and minifigures. On their website, they have so many different lighting options, as well as an entire DIY section where you can select individual lighting elements to create your own display layouts. I recently got a couple of light up blasters and a red lightsaber to liven up my display behind me, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Click the link in the description to check out their website as well as all of their socials, and use code BRICKMASTER15 for 15% off your next online order. On the topic of voting with your wallet, let's take a look at Bricks and Minifigs, who's received negativity from some LEGO Star Wars fans. This franchise more than ever will live and die by people's wallets, and I'm happy to say that it's currently thriving. Bricks and Minifigs, or BAM for short, buys, sells, and trades LEGO. It can be new in box sets, retired built sets, minifigures, minifigure pieces, you name it, they probably have it. It is a franchise, which means there are stores all over the US ran by regular LEGO fans like you and I. They actually just opened up their 100th store in Arizona and have many more on the way. In California alone, we have 17 or so stores, and I have 14 near me. And if you've seen any of my YouTube shorts, you've definitely seen a couple of my visits to the ones local to me. I love going in, selling or trading my old stuff, and making content about it. If you click on the comments of any of these videos I've made, you'll see a lot of negative comments made about their pricing. I've read comments telling me I'm an idiot to shop there, or that these stores scam everyone who walks in. Again, everyone is entitled to their opinion, yes, But I want to take a moment to defend BAM's business model and hopefully shed some light on why some of these negative comments don't have any ground to stand on in the first place. First of all, BAM is basically like a pawn shop for Lego. You bring in an item, the store will offer you a portion of what it's worth, and then they will resell it at a higher price than what they bought it for to make a profit. A couple very important variables to keep in mind when judging BAM's pricing are their space limitations, customers' buying habits, and the overall cost of upkeep. That includes everyday things like paying rent, paying the employees, and the franchise fee that comes with owning the store. With all this in mind, it's no secret that they'll offer you less money for a Harry Potter set valued at $100 than they would a Star Wars set valued at $100. This is simply because Lego Star Wars sells like crazy and Lego Harry Potter doesn't. Similarly, if you bring in a couple of random figures that are less likely to sell right away and just take up space, they'll most likely offer you less money for them than they would if you brought in a couple of cheap clone troopers that they'll sell in a few hours. This is pretty much common knowledge, and they'll be upfront about that in the trade-in or buying process. But you want to know what the most beautiful thing about a store like Bricks and Minifigs is to me? No one's expecting you to walk in there and do a trade or deal every time. If you want the best deal for your old Lego, go ahead and sell it online. Doing so will take you way more time and effort, but you'll get the most for your money. I enjoy selling my old stuff at BAM because I can save my valuable time and make some fun content that does well for you guys. I also feel good supporting a small business that really gives back to the community with a great event space and free community gatherings like AFL nights. The people making these negative comments on my videos or anyone else's will oftentimes just see the price in front of them or the value they got for the trade without thinking of these crucial small details. So, I think it's really good to be able to discuss the pros and cons of a Lego resale store like Bricks and Minifigures, but when it comes down to it and people are doing less discussing and more just bashing on a person for supporting them in the first place, then I think that's where we can see a little too much negativity in the community. Now, let's move on to the Lego Ambassador Network, otherwise known as LAN. The most common narrative around LAN ambassadors is that they will do and say anything Lego tells them so they will keep getting free stuff. Because I'm an ambassador for them, I can actually tell you that this is far from the truth. Go ahead and think what you will about it, but the fact stands that Lego created this program to support and uplift everyone in the Lego space by giving specific community leaders the assets to do so. This includes giving their community ambassadors early information about sets that they can then share with their followers, early sets to review, opportunities for community giveaways, and much more. And as shocking as this might be, Lego provides all this while requesting that we ambassadors stay as real with them and our followers as possible. They don't want us Lego ambassadors to be fake. Take it from me, I am telling you, I'm not a shill, I can say what I want. The fact that LAN is for the Lego community, but people decide to instantly hate the members, moderators, and their content for no reason other than the opinions they hear about them from different sources online definitely tells me that there's too much negativity in the space. Sharing thoughts and opinions in the Lego Star Wars space is not bad at all. It's actually really good, but it's so important to remember at the end of the day that they're just that and not facts.